The ultimate passing tutorial in eFootball 2023. Number 4. Through ball. A through ball is a passing technique that is used to play a forward pass that goes through the opposing team's defense to a player that is making a run. It is a powerful skill that can be deadly if used correctly. However, to perform the skill effectively, there are a couple of things you should know. Tip number 1. It is important to make sure that the pathway between both passer and receiver is clear. If any defenders are blocking this pathway, then the ball will be intercepted and possession will be lost. Tip number 2. It is also crucial to pay close attention to forward players to see if they are making a run, so the pass can be played. If not, then the ball will be intercepted and possession will be lost. Here are some examples of effective through balls. In this example, my opponent presses the ball carrier, so I play a through ball to the player that is free. My opponent then makes another error by pressing the ball carrier again, so I play a through ball back to the player that is unmarked. My opponent continues to make the same mistake over and over, so I presume he is a new player. Here, Ronaldo receives the ball. However, he is being quickly pressured by the opposing defender, so I need to make a quick decision in this scenario. I see Messi about to make a run, so I play a first time through ball into his path. Even though there is a defender in close proximity, he is not switched on. And when Messi is running through on goal, you know what happens next. In this final example, Ronaldo turns his man with some quick feet and plays a pinpoint through ball into the path of Garnacho, who has a perfect first touch to get away from the defender for the killer shot. Number 3. The 1-2 pass. A 1-2 pass is a basic passing move that is used between two players to get through the defense. To achieve this move, you must first play a simple pass to a player. As soon as you play this pass, swipe on the left side of the screen to get the first player to make a run. Then play the pass back to the first player that is making a run to complete the move.
Chapecoense, and he's had a hit! Magnificent! He's got himself an absolute peach!
However, to perform the skill effectively, there are a couple of things you should know. Tip number 1. Make sure that a player of the opposing team is not tracking the run your player is making. In PES, 1-2 passes were much more effective, as it was a lot more difficult to track the runs of players. However, in eFootball it is the complete opposite. You have to choose wisely on when to perform this move. Here are some examples of effective 1-2 passes. In this example, Antony plays a pass to Ronaldo, so I play a first time through ball back to him. I make sure to apply a lot of power to the pass in the hope of it beating the defender. I put a lot of trust in both Ronaldo's passing and Antony's pace, since a defender is close, but it pays off. Here, before Van de Beek even receives the ball, I swipe on the left side of the screen to get him to make a run. I notice two defenders in close proximity. However, they are not close enough to stop de Beek making a run through the middle. In this final example, Messi plays a 1-2 with Rashford, but notice how close the defenders are. This was a risky move, but it worked. Here I have three defenders closing me down, so I perform a double touch and score.
Messi! Who is the best player in the world?
Number 2. Lofted pass and cross. A lofted pass is a basic passing skill that is commonly used to switch flanks. To perform the pass, simply aim towards the player on the opposite flank and swipe on the pass button. Make sure you apply a lot of power so the pass can reach the other flank. However, to perform the skill effectively, there are a couple of things you should know. Tip number 1. In many cases you will not be able to see the player on the opposite flank. This is where the minimap becomes very useful, as it allows users to see both opposition players and their own. As you can see, both opposition player and my player are in close proximity. I play the pass and the opposition regains possession. This is why it is important to make sure that your target is not being marked. Tip number 2. Since more powerful passes take more time to complete, it is crucial that you make sure you have the time and space to perform the pass. If any players are nearby, you will not be able to do this pass. Here are some examples of effective lofted passes. In this clip, I see a player completely unmarked on the opposite flank. I also notice that I have plenty of time and space to perform the pass, so I execute a stunning lofted pass with Ward-Prowse. In this example, Pedri receives the ball, but he is being quickly closed down by Rodri. I have to make a quick decision. I see Chiesa completely free on the flank, so I play a lofted pass to him. By switching to the flank, I have so much space to run into. You can also use this passing technique as a way of crossing the ball into the box. To perform this type of cross, simply enter the selected area and swipe on the pass button.
Hits one! Goal! Barcelona!
However, to perform the skill effectively, there are a couple of things you should know. Tip number 1, when crossing, it is important to be aware of how close your target is to the goalkeeper. As Garnacho is still making a run, by the time the ball gets into the box, Garnacho will be too close to the goalkeeper, who will just claim the ball. Tip number 2, it is also important to make sure that you have players in the box as a target, otherwise the cross won't be as impactful. Here are some examples of effective lofted crosses. In this example, it is late in the match and I find myself running with Kostic on the flank. I keep running until I see Ronaldo calling for the ball, and when Kostic is in the zone for crossing, I then perform the cross, and when Ronaldo is in the box, you know what happens next. In this final example, Messi finds himself with a lot of space to run into. I notice the defenders are not close to him, so I slow down before providing a stunning cross. Number 1. Lofted through pass. A lofted through ball, otherwise known as a lobbed pass, is a passing skill that can be deadly if the target is making a run in behind the defense. To perform the pass, simply wait until a player makes a run, then swipe up on the through pass button. However, to perform the skill effectively, there are a couple of things you should know. Tip number 1, the biggest tip with the lofted through pass is to pay close attention to who is making a run, and if any defenders are tracking that run. Here are some examples of effective lofted through balls.
Credit for Ronaldo! Of course!
In this example, I am on the counter-attack. I see Ronaldo making a run at the bottom of the screen, so I play a first-time lofted through ball over the defense. Thank you for watching.